it's not untypical in today's market that a person's using 4 to 6 to 7 different technologies to kind of do their job. And our goal, not just with real estate, but in general, is to help bring that number down.
Hello and welcome to episode 101 of the Smart Agents Podcast. My name is Michael Walter and I'll be your host. In today's episode, we are joined by Jon Darbyshire, CEO and co-founder of SmartSuite, the work management platform that manages any process from any industry on one platform. Throughout our conversation, we talk about how SmartSuite is helping agents make their businesses more efficient through business automation. We also touch on how a focus on company culture has allowed SmartSuite to grow to its full potential. Now, before we get on to today's featured interview, make sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents Podcast. You can find the show on all major podcasting platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and now Amazon Music. Also, if you or someone else on your team has an awesome story or tip to share with our community, send us a message at feedback@smartagents.com. We're always on the lookout for new stories to share. All right, let's get on to today's featured interview with Jon Darbyshire. I've included a link to SmartSuite in the episode description if you would like more information. Really, the way I like to start everything out is if you could introduce yourself to us a little bit, who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Jon Darbyshire. I'm the founder and CEO of SmartSuite. SmartSuite is a technology that helps organizations manage any business process or project in their organization on a single platform. So from the real estate perspective, we work with quite a number of different real estate related companies, from agents and brokers and maybe some social media companies, photographers that do aerial type photography with accounts that kind of manage their business inside of real estate.
Awesome. Yeah, that's always, when you think of real estate, there's so many different things that go into it that really can, just managing those things can take away a lot of the time from the agent's actual ability to sell. And I think being able to bring all that together is great for them.
Yeah, that's you just kind of hit our value proposition right on the head. But our job is to help organizations, businesses better manage the work that they do each day so that they can be more efficient at what they do. And we do that for a range of businesses, not just real estate. We kind of go across all verticals to help. I know we're going to talk specifically about real estate companies today, and I have some great examples I'm eager to share with you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So when building your platform and your business, what were some of those pain points that you saw specifically when trying to, reaching out to the real estate professionals that you were looking to help?
Yeah, well, I knew firsthand some of those pain points. I've been in the tech industry for 25, 30 years, and I'm a software guy, and I like to listen to customers and understand their needs and build software in support of that, mainly around business processes that are there. But I built and sold a company, Archer Technologies, to EMC in 2010, had the chance to kind of retire after that. What was fun about that is I spent 3.5, 4 years working with my son, buying and remodeling and selling properties in Southern California. And it really showed me the need as we were building that business. Really, he was building it and I was supporting him, that there wasn't great software for him to be able to manage these remodels that he was doing. It was frustrating, to be honest. And we ended up using a lot of spreadsheets and things to get things done, as opposed to a more efficient way of having a software product that I could look at on my desktop, but I could also have on my mobile device while I was on the job talking with contractors, vendors, as part of the remodel process, but also using it to help us, on the design side, to understand like how we're going to redo this bathroom or this living room or this outdoor patio, and seeing what we've done in the past and talking about it, just having it at my fingertips to be able to see it. So all of that, I understand the pain points of some of the people that are, on that side. And I got back into software development with SmartSuite about 3 years ago. We spent about 2.5 years with about 100 developers to build the core technology that we have today. Before we were very quiet. We didn't launch, didn't let anybody know during that 2.5 years what we were doing. And one sector of what we have built is specific to agents, brokers, social media companies types, the real estate industry as well. So that's kind of the journey of how I got here, how I understood the pain point, and why we kind of focused on some of the real estate solutions.
Right. So what is it that you guys are doing to bring everything together? How are you, helping these agents be able to pull everything together?
Yeah, so we provide a single platform to just manage those key processes, and we provide solution templates that are really best in class, industry leading templates to get started. So if you don't really, let's take at the most base level, maybe you're an agent, you just need to manage the people that you're working with, right? I need a really simple to use, easy to understand customer relationship solution that's maybe mine. I want my contacts to be associated with me and maybe not the broker that I'm dealing with at that point. So, and then there's two sides to that. I need to track the people that I know and I want to work with. I need to be able to track the properties that I have listed and maybe potential buyers that I've met over my career that might be interested in that property, whether it's, a home buyer or an investor that's there. So we just provide a very simple to use industry, real estate specific CRM application. We also do things around property management for either individuals or large organizations that need to manage properties that they have invested in. We work with one of the largest hedge funds on the property side, over $50 billion. They have quite a collection of properties, all the way down to single investors that just have 4 or 5 properties that they're managing where they're, collecting rent and managing repairs and managing tenants and just tracking the value of those properties over time to maybe determine when it might be a good time to exit from those or not exit from those. And then we have templates. We work with a few interesting companies around social media for real estate agents where they use our platform and they have built their entire business using our platform to reach out to real estate agents and actually provide them services from a social media perspective on how to better promote themselves and their business to new clients. And they have used our platform to create something very, very interesting in that they sit down with real estate agents and they go through a questionnaire that's hundreds and hundreds of questions, very, very in-depth types of information to get to know the person. They video the person on various topics. They actually go visit some of the properties that the real estate agent is selling, and they then bring all that together to actually put together a social media plan for each agent, and they create the videos and tell them the cadence on, I want you to do a social media post on Tuesday at 9:00 with this content. On Wednesday, I want you to do this content, right? So they do it very specific and queue it up. And in fact, they'll do it for the customer if they want, but it helps them have just maximized their presence from a social media perspective. And in Southern California, I think we've found that that's one of the easiest ways for agents to be able to bring in new potential customers is by their own personal brand, just that connection that they can create with the customer. So that's been really fun to see them use our platform to build their business and then reach out and bring customers in. So each new customer for them is actually a new customer on our platform, from that social media perspective. There's another company we work with called Aerial Canvas that has done a really great job of simplifying the process of agents being able to purchase pictures and videos and things associated with the homes that they're selling. And they have prepackaged offerings that are really high quality. And you could start really simple, or you could go to, I'm selling this $10 million home and I need this more of a commercial, type look and feel that's there. And they use us to kind of manage the relationships with the customers that they have and the work that needs to get done to produce these different packages that they have. And again, it's interesting to see how they use our platform to support their business and then to watch them grow. And the two companies that I mentioned there are both doing really well in the San Diego area, Southern California.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, I personally have a video background. So just having that, being able to manage all those different jobs and all that different, those projects is very big.
Yeah. To us, it's just a process, right? And
right.
Once you figure the process out, you want to follow that process each time. And that's what our software allows those types of organizations to do is to build something that's consistent and have all of their team members know how to follow that. But then at the appropriate time, share information back with the customer on the status of where they're at in the process that's
right.
there.
Right. What as you've been building these relationships, and obviously, I'd imagine you've gotten a lot of feedback from agents and the brokerages on how things have been working. What is some of the feedback that you've gotten from these agents specifically on how easy everything is to use and what it's done for their business?
Yeah, I think it's all about efficiency and collaboration. I think are the two big things we see from agents, and that they don't want to spend time entering a bunch of data in a bunch of different places when they could actually be in front of customers and selling, right? But at the same time, they need easy ways to collaborate and show off what they've done with their customers, whether that be the homes that they have for sale, the homes that they've sold. If you're, a home flipper, it's or a remodeler, it's the gallery of the things that you've done in the past that the new customer might be interested in. We didn't talk about, but we have a whole suite that's focused on construction companies as well, and a lot of those construction companies consider themselves real estate related as well, and that they do the projects and remodel things at times and then sell, but sometimes they sell it at the beginning, and the customer has more input into kind of the remodel process, that's going to take place that's there. And the collaboration side, for agents is they just need an easy way to track communications that they've had with customers. Most agents are, they're on the move, 8 to 10 hours a day from house to house to house, and they need just a quick way to make some notes or have somebody back in the office know what needs to get done for them. So our product is very mobile friendly. We've had a lot of input on the mobile side. We support up to gigabyte downloads of videos and files. We found that agents, they want to film things and send it to clients right now and upload it, and sometimes that's 15 or 20 minutes of some 4K video, right? It's not just something simple that's there. The real estate social pros that's their whole business is, they find that video helps their agents connect with potential buyers, and they keep pushing us on higher and higher quality video. So that's really pushed us in a direction that's made our product better for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, with the video background, I know, as a videographer, you don't want to take the lower end video and send that, because I don't want to use that in the editing later on. I want that highest quality.
That's exactly what Real Estate Social Pros has got back to us on, is that they need the high quality. They don't need it. They don't want it compressed.
Right.
Right. So when they use it, they need that original version that they uploaded to be able to download that's there as well.
Right. When, talking about automation, and I think it's really kind of evolved over the years. There's a lot of different things that people see that they can automate now. It's not just, the dialing anymore that can be automated. There's so much more, like you said, the social media aspect of things. And how have you seen that evolve over the years, being in the tech industry and in the software industry?
Yeah, there's this whole new category of feature sets that have kind of came in called automations, right? And it's its own category separate from integrations, which integrations in the past has meant I'm going to integrate with one product to another product, but I have to write code to actually do that. Automations is all about allowing the end user just to click and decide what things he wants to automate and just have it happen. But I don't need to be a developer. I'm just a normal user saying, this is what I want to take place. And for agents, it could be as simple as I want to send a text message to my customers at this time about this property showing that's going to be available. They've decided maybe email is not the best way to reach people. Maybe a phone call is not the best way, but people would respond to a text where they could say, I have an open house on this date at this time. Here's some pictures. Off it goes. And you can just automate that. So each time that you do an open house, you could have it understand the people that you want to reach out to in your network already, and it just happens for you. So now every time I go in and add a new open house with this date, maybe the day before or maybe 4 hours before, they get this notification that's there. You can still do email as well as a notification type, but we found that text tends to be a better way for agents to communicate. It could also be the same when you have a new listing that comes in to you and you want to notify, maybe once a week, all the people on your contact list, you just want to auto notify them of the new listings that you have, or maybe the new listings and the ones that are still open that are there. So again, you could automate that. That's typically done more via email than via text, longer profile, but those are both good examples of automations used by agents quite often.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, with the texting and the email, and for a lot of people, it's almost two different softwares that a lot of people end up using for that, but being able to bring it into one place, because like you said, it can be very difficult to have to go through all those different places to enter in the information and make sure everything's, going out.
Yeah, it's not untypical in today's market that a person's using 4 to 6 to 7 different technologies to kind of do their job. And if you think about, I've got my mobile phone and I do certain things on there, but then I've got my desktop with my email and things I do there. Maybe I'm tracking for agents. A lot of them are still tracking information in spreadsheets with the clients that they have contacts, and they're trying to pull that up in either place. And then maybe they have a CRM, or maybe their broker has some software where they have their listings. Like there's just a lot of places, that they're going to do that. And our goal, not just with real estate, but in general, is to help bring that number down. We provide one platform that provides the features you need to do most of what you need to do in your job. And you still may need to interact with 1 or 2 other products. And when you do interact with those, we can even use an automation to send data from our product to those products automatically. So you don't have to, input it twice. That's there. And again, for us, it's all about helping people be more efficient with, spend less time doing work and more time like working. I mean by that is, you don't want to just have busy work all day. You want to actually be in front of customers and do
Right.
real work with them, close more deals. Right.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's something I also want to talk to you about, is building that workplace culture and that community, because something, with the building of these businesses that you have. And I think it's, like you mentioned that you guys worked on this product for 2 years and didn't mention it to anybody. So having like a really good core group of people, working on that and not, and be able to keep everything under wraps, I think is really cool.
Yeah, we took an interesting approach in that, I've built a number of software companies in the past, so I've kind of been down this path before. And when we started SmartSuite, the idea was, let's do something different, because in the prior, we've always had a home office and we've hired people 30 miles around that office, and everybody worked and was kind of in that geography. In this case, we wanted to be a little more collaborative, a little more open, and we wanted to hire the best people regardless of where they were located. And we wanted to use our product and other techniques to allow us to collaborate each day to do our work in a way that made it felt like we were kind of maybe on different floors in the same office, right? We're still together, right? But we have people in 9 different countries that are on our team. And it feels like we have personal relationships with everybody that's there. We do daily stand-ups with the different teams where we spend time just going through what we did yesterday, what we're doing today. Are there any roadblocks that are there? And I feel like, although I haven't met all the people in person, which sounds really weird because we're in so many different geographies, I feel like I have relationships with all of those people, and that we're building a culture. And we use video and Slack and our product to stay in contact, constantly, throughout the day. And our product as well, we have people in these different countries. We work 24 hours a day, which as CEO of a software company is pretty cool, because I feel like there's always something getting done. It's not just the 8 or 10 hours during the day. With real estate agents, one of the ways that we help them build culture is we have what we call a member directory inside of our product. So anybody that has access to the account, it becomes a member. They can share profile information there, both personal and business, and any other member could come in and see their profiles, right? So now agents, somebody new joins in the organization, they can pull up the member profile and they can kind of see everybody that's there. So brokers really like that, because it helps kind of connect and let the people know who's on the team, because they don't always see each other similar face to face, right? And in some cases, they're in different counties, different states even. They just aren't able to get together. So culture is something that's pretty important. And that's one of the ways that we help support culture across our our customers. And I didn't mention earlier, but our product is specifically built for millennials and Gen Zers, which are the people that we feel do the work in most organizations, right? So all of our user interfaces and the time that we spend around user interfaces has been specific to that group. Now, that doesn't mean that baby boomers and such can't use it, but it means that it's going to feel a little more collaborative, like Facebook, like Twitter, like Insta, where you're sharing information, where I can see the things that my team members are working on, if they allow me to, that's in there. The profiles that I was just talking about feel similar to like a Facebook profile, where I can share as much information about me as I want to share, but it helps as new people come in the organization to kind of get to know the team, what their interests are. And maybe if let's say I was wanting to do a golf event this weekend, right? I could just go in and type golf in the member directory, and it would show me all the people that had golf as a hobby, to maybe do that. And that's not the best example, but I can put in all my certifications, all my hobbies, to help people begin to find other people to, do things with, inside of the organization.
Right. And I think that's really great, especially with the way, so many companies are, they're virtual now. And like you said, you have people in 9 different countries. We're the same way in our parent company. Today, I think I've spoke to people in, let's see, Brazil, the Philippines, India. Yeah. I mean, just everywhere. But you do really get to know everybody. And it is interesting. Like I'm in Florida and, but right. I really like that idea of being able to almost have that, that break room where you get to know each other a little bit.
That's actually a great way to describe that. It is a break room. It's where those normal conversations would happen to get to know somebody with some of those personal questions. But when you're remote, and we thought we were pretty novel 2.5, 3 years ago to start this concept, and then COVID happened, and everybody had to, right? You didn't have a choice. Right. And it's a lot more common today than it was 2 years ago. But we're going to continue down this path of being a remote first company, and I think that in any one location, probably the largest number of people that we have is like 6 or 7. So we have like small teams in different places, but not everybody together.
Right. Yeah. And that's honestly, we had our company, there was probably 15 or so of us that were in the main office, and then the rest of us spread out. And then once COVID happened, that building got sold, and we're all over. And honestly, some of the people that lived close to where I'm at, they've moved and gone abroad. But it's great, and I think your product, it really, because of how comfortable companies and people have gotten with the virtual world, I think it just adds to that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's the new norm, right? You're going to see a whole new segment of products that came out or starting to come out over the next 2 or 3 years that are really going to focus on more collaborative types of things in the performance of your day-to-day work, and also in the visualization of your work in a way that is more interesting, in that it's not just a really dull screen of information that you're just inputting. Like if you have to work with it for 8 to 10 hours, one of the key things we've heard, especially from the Gen Zers, is they're not built that way. Their mind goes somewhere else really quick. Like it has to be visually appealing because they've grown up with this type of tech and collaboration, and that's what they expect at work as well. And so we spent a tremendous amount of time working with those groups to understand down to the pixel and the colors, what do you like, what do you don't like what's the most interesting for you, so they don't get bored and check out after a couple of hours.
Right. I think it's a really cool, the whole collaboration from the development, and even finding those demographic groups to help, even design everything. I think it's a really great way. And, one of these things, one of the notes on here is talking about the optimization of business processes. And I think by doing that, you're optimizing the end result of what your product can be.
Yeah, for sure. I think not every person, when we first talk with them, uses the vernacular business process, right? They don't think about things that way. I personally have for 30 years, but once we talk about what they do every day, show us how you do it, what you do, where do you go to input this information. They really start to think about, and they're educated for the first time on, there's a better way for me to manage these things. And I don't have to spend 4 hours working in these products. If I could be more efficient, maybe spend 2 hours doing that work, and then I can get out and do my real work in my business, whether it's real estate or something else that's there. But then when I need access to the information, I don't always have to be in the office either. I could have it on my mobile device and the same information. And for real estate agents, we find that they do as much or more work on their mobile device than they do on their actual, desktop product that's there. And that's millennials and Gen Zers. Some of them prefer to do. It's interesting. Now I'll meet with them. We'll talk about processes. They'll have their computer open in our product, and they'll have their cell phone in their hand, and they're working on both in our product at the same time in different places, right? And that's just normal for them.
Right. Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. I think it's a really cool, I think anything that is, bringing all of, like we said, there's so many different things out there that people are using, and to really kind of bring it back to one central location where you can use it, but still meet all of those needs. It really does, especially for real estate agents, it really does cut down on the amount of time that they're stuck, in their office doing something where they could be out selling.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
I want to thank Jon for taking the time to speak with us today. And remember, if you're interested in learning more about SmartSuite, check out the link in the episode description. So once again, if you think you or someone else on your team has an awesome story or a tip to share with our community, send us a message at feedback@smartagents.com. Well, that wraps things up for this episode, but remember, follow the show wherever you listen to podcasts, and make sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents YouTube channel. Again, I'm Michael Walter, and we'll see you on the next episode.